Radio Rahim with the Nightmare, KSI. We're here in Manchester. Listen, man, I've been covering boxing for many years. I'm not usually into amateur boxing as something that I follow, but you are the most celebrated amateur boxer I've ever heard of. Like, wow. No Olympics, no traditional route, but more people are interested in this fight maybe than any other non-Olympic amateur fight I've ever seen in history. First of all, talk to me about why you decided from being behind a remote control, playing video games, all of a sudden now being a fighter.
Well, it started with Joe Weller. I saw an Instagram post of him fighting his mate, and I was like, oh, this will be a good laugh. I'll fight the winner. I put that as a comment. And then he beat his mate, and then he was like, all right, let's fight then. And I was like, oh, it's just a joke. Don't worry, man. I'm not a boxer. I don't want to fight. And he was like, no, like, let's go. Like, you said it, so let's do it. So he started making videos on it. And then after a while, I was just like, all right, screw it. Let's do it. Let's make this happen. And then I trained up hard, trained hard, did a lot of painful things. But it was all, it was all worth it. And then at the end, I beat him. And now I'm fighting Logan Paul. Well,
you're talking about a lot of painful things you have to do to fight. And
yes.
Listen, boxing is not just a sport. Anyone will tell you that's in it. It's a lifestyle. Yes. There's the kind of sacrifice and pain that very few people are willing to go through. Talk to me about what it was during the process of getting training even for that first fight that you didn't expect and that made you fall in love. Like, you did it once, but you're doing it again. You're hooked now. What hooked you?
I think just lasting like 6 rounds, 3 minutes for me was always it's always tough. Like, it's a long time, 18 minutes of just pure fighting. And to be able to just remain conditioned and fit for that long is just crazy. So obviously, like, my shoulders felt it because, constantly punching for that long, it takes a toll. Again, making sure that my footwork was on point, making sure my mental game was on point. Because ultimately, like, boxing is heavily mental. Like, if you could beat someone who is like way bigger than you, way stronger than you, if you have the mental game in boxing. And that's what's so amazing about boxing. That's why I love it. That's why I love people like Lomachenko, and that's why I adore Mayweather. Before, I never used to respect it because I was like, oh, Mayweather is just boring. He's just not doing anything. He's just jabbing. What's he doing? Now I understand why he's a defensive mastermind. He just is so clever with how he fights, and he does so much with so little. It's incredible. So,
I read that people were very surprised that you ended up calling out Logan Paul after the Weller fight. He's not a fighter. He's a wrestler. What motivated you to say, I want to fight any of the Pauls? That guy, Jake, any of them?
I knew he wouldn't say no because it's just how they are. They're just thinking, oh, I've got an athletic background. I'm an athlete. I'm a champion. Why would you want to fight me? You ain't nothing. And I was like, okay, so let's see. Let's prove it. And I don't know if you saw the weigh-in, but that doesn't look like a guy that's ready to fight. So.
Well, I did see the weigh-in, and you guys couldn't have the most polar opposite personalities. Yeah. He came in big. He's just dripping with diamonds, bling, his own name on his necklace. Everything was huge with him. And then you came in, the opposite, very, focused and somewhat serene, calm. How do you think your two personalities will contrast in the ring? Will that reflect the styles that you fight?
Well, I'll be Conor McGregor and he'll be Aldo. He's going to have a lot of charged up energy. He's going to be stiff and he's not going to have any power and he's going to tire himself out. I'm going to be relaxed, calm, smart, collected, and ready to knock him out.
Everyone expected him to come in much bigger.
Yes.
Big stature.
I expected him to come in like 90 kg plus. 86 is tiny, man. That was the one thing he had going for him, and he's just messed up.
Most guys, especially in street fights, you think, oh, the bigger guy, has the bigger punch, and the bigger guy has an advantage. But as you described in boxing, Lomachenko, Mayweather, they're little guys. So if he came in light, do you consider maybe he's going to take a different strategy than you expect, like move around a lot, like he's been doing a lot of cardio, trying to maybe be more nimble and not just a big puncher?
Yeah, I mean, if that's his approach, then fair play, but I mean, with everything I've seen, he's always talking about his power, and that I can't contain his power. So, I mean, we'll see in the ring, man.
Do you think you have more power than Logan Paul?
I know I have more power than Logan Paul. Logan Paul doesn't know how to box properly. I know the right technique. I know how to punch, not with my arm, but with my body. And that's the problem. Logan just thinks he has all these muscles and, you know, it's just going to generate power. It's not. He has to have the right technique, and he doesn't, so.
Yeah, see, that's interesting because he was very physically chiseled. You could tell that he, you know, is a muscular guy. You, on the other hand, you have muscles, but not chiseled in that way, and they were heckling you a bit about that. Do you think that they may be underestimating you, and what are the advantages that you have to have, even having just one fight, but having had a fight already in this kind of atmosphere, and he hasn't?
Logan hasn't ever been in that situation in his life, and I have, and that takes a huge toll. The audience are gonna be on my side, and they're gonna boo the hell out of him. That's gonna take a toll mentally. Every time I punch him in the face, everyone's gonna cheer, and that's gonna break him down slowly. And eventually he's just going to give up because he's going to realize that he's literally no match for me. Because I'm trying to go pro, man. I'm trying to take this to another level. Because I think for me it'd be an amazing story for someone who is a FIFA gaming YouTuber to go from there to a pro boxer and to fight someone who's a professional and to beat him. I think that would be insane. So
anybody in this fight game can get knocked out on any night. Yes. But you're saying you're not looking to knock him out. You think you're going to make him quit. You're going to break the man.
Oh, no, I'm going to knock him out. But, I mean, come on, of course. But, I mean, either way, he's going to lose. So.
And lastly, yes, that face-off was intense. Like, you guys were jaw-jacking in each other's face. I couldn't hear it. The audience couldn't really hear it, but there's a lot said. What was said between you in that final moment?
I was just saying this girl looks good, man. I was like, this girl looks real cute. She was, man. I was like, damn. I was like, you picked a good one, man. I can't wait till she sees me knock you out, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'll make sure she gives me that cheeky follow, though. That's for sure, man.
Who was on the mask?
That was her, man.
Was that her?
That's the babe.
Wow.
She is beautiful, man. Hey.
Radio Rahim with fighter and lover, apparently. The Nightmare. KSI, good luck Saturday night, man. It's a pleasure to cover you for the first time. Hopefully we'll see you in the pro ranks as you desire. Radio Rahim with The Nightmare. KSI.